Joining us again, he's back with he's got his own water bottle. That's right, a BCT water bottle. I'm sure it's alkaline water. Let me welcome the chairman and CEO of BCT Partners, Dr. Randal Pinkett. Welcome back.
Hey, good to be back. Good to see you, Karen. Good
Look
to
at
see
that.
you, Drew.
I said we gotta do this more frequently, and here you are. Okay. So what's happening?
That's how God works.
That God is amazing.
He is. So I neglected to mention a week ago when you had me on the program that we are celebrating a milestone at BCT Partners, which is our 20-year anniversary. And we had planned to do a bunch of things to celebrate, but with the pandemic, we decided to do what everybody's doing, which is go virtual. So tomorrow at 7 o'clock, we have a webinar on overcoming adversity in business, a 20th anniversary discussion with the 4 founders of the company. And for those that are listening and watching, you can go to my Twitter or my Instagram. The link to register is actually in my profile. You can go right to my profile at Randal Pinkett with 1 L, Jada like Jada Pinkett, and you can register for tomorrow's webinar and learn more about our journey as technologists and entrepreneurs.
How has tech changed and how has business changed? Because you guys were planning this 20th anniversary piece for a minute, but COVID-19 has completely upended our economy in so many ways. And I think the future of tech also, both good and bad. I think, Amazon, Jeff Bezos is going to be a trillionaire out of this. At the same time as they're laying folk off, it looks like Grubhub is going to be gobbled up by Uber. At the same time, they're laying folk off. So the business realm where people are working, that's shrinking, but the opportunities for tech and business is actually growing. Speak to that a little bit, Dr. Pinkett.
Yeah, well, like any crisis that we've seen over history, there are winners and then there are losers. Right now, if you are in groceries, you're a winner. If you manufacture toilet paper, you are a winner. Conversely, if you are in the airline industry, you're a loser. If you're in hotels right now, you're a loser. And technology, for all intents and purposes, is a big winner right now. All things virtual, all things technology enabled, all things that were already positioned to deliver to your home, Netflix, Zoom, internet service providers. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on, are really big winners because they are well positioned to take advantage of what you described, which is this dynamic from the pandemic that has resulted in a new normal of how we interact, how we engage, and the tools that we use in order to do it. So it's a disruption. And like any other disruption, 9/11, the economic downturn of 2008, and now the pandemic of 2020, it is disrupting how we live, how we work, and how we interact. And technology has been a big, big beneficiary. That's why Bezos will be a trillionaire, because he's already positioned for virtual delivery.
Good for him, but black folk in tech, and Drew's told the numbers many times on these airwaves, we are disproportionately not in tech. We're on the worker side. So what the paradigm that you're setting up is that the people in tech are going to win. Those who are service workers, those flight attendants, hotel workers, cruise work, the people who are out there working on the front lines, they seem to be the ones not just catching corona, but also losing their jobs. Like, how do we shift that balance for the folk listening to the radio right now?
No, it's a good question. No, these are issues near and dear to Drew's heart. And you should know that the namesake of BCT is Building Community with Technology, BCT. And we were founded in the digital divide, and we're predicated on how do we close the gap between not just who uses technology, but who benefits from technology. That's the real gap. And interestingly, I believe that there is a growing new, what we used to call the manufacturing worker, the folks you find building cars. Like, the new manufacturing environment is distribution. Like, you walk into an Amazon facility and you would think you're in a car manufacturing facility. First of all, they're huge, right? They're huge facilities. You've got people working on an assembly line. This should sound familiar to some of us. And they are picking, packing, and shipping things. And among those who are winning are those in distribution. Because right now, everything is trying to find a way to people's doorsteps. And that logistics distribution challenge is opening up new doors of opportunity. It's not necessarily new jobs, but a growth in jobs that were already there. And so this barter redistribution of jobs is taking jobs out of the airlines, out of manufacturing, out of hospitality, and it's shifting more of those jobs into not just distribution, but also frontline retail of certain industries like groceries, food, delivery, and the like. And that's where we need to be positioning ourselves for those jobs.
I'm curious, when you start talking about looking at the redistribution of jobs, what about for entrepreneurs? I mean, you've run this successful company and a successful organization for a very long time. You're having a milestone anniversary. If you're looking at folks who maybe are thinking about becoming entrepreneurs, who have some technical acumen, who have some tech skills, everybody always goes like, oh, I'm gonna do an entertainment platform or a music platform. Are there spaces still in tech that are still some blue ocean or things that need to be done? I mean, we're all trying to figure out how to build community while we're stuck at home by ourselves. Are there ways or pockets that you would think, hey, 20 years later, if I were a new entrepreneur, I'd jump in here?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Drew. And we think about the fact that so many successful ventures were created in times of crisis or in times of recession. And so this right now is the time to be planting seeds for those entrepreneurial ventures that can take life now and will ride the recovery of jobs and of the economy. You know, I'm a big believer that anything that has to do with data, how we collect data, how we analyze data, how we manage data is a big opportunity. I think there's growing opportunities in things like Bitcoin and other ways that we're thinking about the future of currency. I think about the interoperability era that we're in, where my phone can talk to my television, I can control my house remotely. You know, my car interfaces with my, with an app on my computer. So any opportunity that looks at how to take advantage of this interoperability that is opening up new possibilities. And then the last thing I'll say is I think that there's also opportunities as we think about, again, distribution and how are we innovating with, autonomous cars and other innovations that are going to, delivery by drones. It's going to just open up a whole new world of possibility. I also wanted to say one last thing. You talked about blue ocean. For those that are listening, if you don't know about blue ocean strategy, the simple idea is don't compete in an industry where there's already lots of players. Create a new industry where there's no competition and then own that. And a great example of a blue ocean strategy is Cirque du Soleil. Ask anybody what Cirque du Soleil is, and the answer is Cirque du Soleil, because they have no competition. It's not a movie, it's not entertainment, it's not theater, it's Cirque du Soleil. So think about what does not exist that you can create that there's no competition for. Don't compete for what already exists.
Oh, I love that advice.
I was thinking this too, that it's also kind of important to think about in this time right now of all the things that you really need to do that you can't, that all the things that you wish that there was a better mousetrap right now. I wish that I could go see my doctor and ask my doctor some very specific questions and it be interactive, right? If maybe I should create an app for that. Or if you're a loan officer for a mortgage company and you're thinking, man, I wish that we could do these three things to process this loan faster. There may be an opportunity, to do that. But while we're now in this space of, damn, I wish there was a better solution for me to do X or Y or Z, or why is it so hard for me in this situation? That might be the spot. That might be like the thing. It's like, when I get some pen and some paper and some time, maybe that's the problem I solve for.
You make a great point. I'm going to say this. We are not at a loss for great ideas in our community. I mean, we are the most creative, innovative people of all time. However, where the rubber meets the road is people willing to take action on the idea. Necessity is the mother of invention. But it begs the question, who defines the need? And the need is defined by who sees a problem, who sees a gap, who sees something missing. And what informs what you see is your culture. Your culture reflects how you see the world, and therefore what you believe is a need and what you believe is not a need. So if you want to honor and embrace your culture is telling you, I'm going to be able to see things other people can't see. I'm going to see needs other people can't see, and therefore I should also have the wherewithal, the skills, and the faith to say, I can execute on that idea. And that's really how our firm BCP was founded, by 4 young brothers studying engineering on the campus of Rutgers University, sat around a cafeteria table and said, maybe we could start a business together because we see a need for more people of color in technology. So rather than be a part of the problem, let's be a part of the solution.
And tomorrow you will have your webinar, your 20th, May 20th, 20th anniversary, Overcoming Adversity in Business, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern at Randal, 1L, Pinkett, like Jada. You can follow him.